Hi, my name's Chris from MMA Island. Today I'm interviewing Joanne Calderwood. JoJo, how's it going?
It's good. Thank you for having me on. And how's your day going?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's been good. I'm glad that I got in contact with your manager because you're one of my favorite fighters, so it's always a pleasure to have a person like you on.
Ah, thank you. Thank you
hmm
so much.
And I just wanted to say congrats on the fight news. You're taking on Jennifer Maia on August 1st at the UFC Apex. Are you kind of disappointed that it's not on Fire Island, or like are you kind of glad that it's at home in Las Vegas?
My last fight was actually in Abu Dhabi, and I was like, oh geez, I don't know if I could fight here again because it was so hot and humid and those
hmm
those kind of things, and it's a long travel to get there. But then Fight Island came around, and I was like, wow, this they're selling it to me. Uh, so I was that obviously those little thoughts went out the window, and I was like, yeah, I'm up for this. Uh, and with the UFC, you don't really mind where it is because at the end of the day, you're just there to fight. But yeah, I
hmm
think it looks pretty cool. Uh, we're just missing this week because they're coming back next week for my fit for the August card. So I feel like we've just missed it, but it's probably worked out better for me because this is a short notice fight and
hmm
kind of don't want to be adding in the mix of traveling somewhere and for a weight cut and that kind of thing. So I've probably, even though I missed my mark, but maybe the future can go check it out.
Yeah, for sure. I heard Dana might be bringing it back because let's say if the events don't go around the United States for the next months, Fire Island might be returning. So I would love to see you on the Fire Island card.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then the next question I had for you, like some of um, some of the people may not know, but you actually fought the first women's flyweight bout against Valerie Letourneau. I think that was like 4 years ago. How did it feel to compete at that weight class for the first time in your UFC career?
For me, it felt great because I, at that point in my career, I was over cutting to strawweight. It was getting really tough for me and it was hard for my health. So I feel like at that time I loved that. I loved the opportunity and I was like, oh, we're starting to see there might be a new division. But then it was like, nope, that was just a one off. So I kind of got my hopes up
hmm
to get them kind of brought back down because I had to obviously then go back to strawweight. But everything happens for a reason, and
hmm And it took the UFC a while to make that division. Like when you fought at 125 for the first time, like did you have did you think that, like did you know that 125 was going to be your home eventually in the UFC?
yeah, for sure. Because like I said, that I was at the point in my career like strawweight was not fun or healthy to get to, and
hmm
then I came to Vegas, went to Performance Institute, and they gave me the research and the numbers behind the whole cutting weight, and they're like, no, 125 is definitely your division, and you'll grow at that division. So that was really good to know that. And I know flyweight is still kind of new, uh, so it's still got growth in it as well to be a more uh, have more girls in there. There's still like there's some girls going down and there's some girls going back up. So it's kind of right now
hmm
a kind of sorting out phase.
Yeah. And we saw you become JoJo 2.0 when you went up to 125, and especially when you went to Syndicate MMA. So like when do you think we're gonna see JoJo 3.0? Is it gonna be with this fight, or is 3.0 gonna wait until Valentina?
That's so funny. We were talking about that because I was like, should I keep going with the 2.0? I love JoJo 2.0, but then when do you go to 3.0 or what? Or do I even keep going with the 2.0? So uh, I've not actually used the 2.0 for a while now, and I'm kind of just going down the bad mofo, and
Dr. Kneevil, right?
I'm back to Dr. Evil because couldn't get bad mofo on my license plate. So yeah, I've got there's so many nicknames out there for me that I could go back to any of them. And for your question, yeah, let's go champion JoJo 3.0.
And where did I just want to know where you got your nicknames from, like Bad Mofo, Dr. Nevo. Like, was there a certain person that gave you both those nicknames, or like what's the story that comes with those nicknames?
I can't remember where Bad Mofo came from. I think that was one from the start. Dr. Nevo came from Bass Rutten. I think it was Bass Rutten, from commentating one of my Invicta fights.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the librarian, Stitch, the cut man, called me that a couple of times, or whenever I see him.
Mm-hmm.
The knee whisperer. There's so many. Like if you go on, I don't know where it is. Someone sent me it once, and I was like, holy crap. There's a lot. The whisperer, and yeah, there's a lot. But my favorite one is definitely Bad Mofo.
Bad Mofo, yeah, it fits you. Bad Mofo JoJo, man. And talking back about your opponents, Jennifer Maia, what do you think of her as an opponent? What do you think she brings to the table?
I think she's awesome. I think she's great, well-rounded. She's tough, durable fighter. Most of her fights go to the decision, so that shows that she's tough and she sticks in there. And I like her style. I like her style for me. So I feel like I'm excited just to fight, but I'm even more excited to fight her because she's tough and she's got great Muay Thai as well.
Mm-hmm. And Maya has, I believe she has 2 wins over your training partner, Roxanne Modafferi. Have you been working with Roxanne for this fight camp, and has she been giving you some pointers leading up into this fight?
Yeah, me and Roxy train with each other every day. Right now we've got so many great girls in the gym. Like the other day we had 10 girl fighters, and they're all good. A couple of them are amateur, but most of them are pros. And we've got 4 now that are in the UFC. So, and then Sarah Kaufman just came out last night to help me for the end of this camp. So the knowledge that I'm around, and going back to just having Roxy, we train so good together that she'll do something on me and then I'll have to get better, and we just every day we get better and better. And as for her, we've not really talked about the fact that she's fought Jennifer Maia, but
Mm-hmm.
we are training together. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
like whisper in her ear, like, is this what Maia will do to me? Or I'll put
Yeah.
that in tomorrow. But yeah, we're not. I'm just concentrating on, because I'm sure Maia's been doing different things since Roxanne. The one thing that Roxanne will be for sure be make sure she makes weight because she missed weight for
Yeah.
her.
Mm-hmm. And with Roxanne, I believe she was on Tough 26, and much like you, because you competed on Tough 20, so you guys both had a chance to be in a tournament setting where you could fight for the new title. Were you kind of disappointed when the UFC announced that, and then because I think you were trying to campaign to be on that season, but were you kind of disappointed that you weren't able to be like in that tournament setting on The Ultimate Fighter?
Yep, I was really disappointed because I, at the time, I had just fought flyweight, and then they told me you're going back to strawweight, and I was like, really? Like, I'm telling you that I'm having trouble to make weight, and I had at the time I had a injury that was just not even helping the situation. So I was telling them that I couldn't get to that weight, and then they're like, that's the only option right now. And then literally signed contract a couple of days later on Twitter, they announced that, and I was like, kind of a bit kick to the stomach. But at the end of the day, this is a business, and maybe that wasn't for me. And I did go on and fight at strawweight. I missed weight by 2 pounds. And then, I look back and see that that's part of my path, because maybe I wouldn't have ended up where I am now, and I feel like I'm in my prime. I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Do you think it was a blessing in disguise?
Definitely. Yeah. Although it sucks, and a lot of things happened after that sucks, but that's life. We just continue to grow and appreciate that those things got you to where you are now.
And you're three. You have 3 wins in your last 4. You did lose to Chukagian. That was a close fight, alongside with Cynthia, which was a super close fight. Out of those 2, like, who do you want to run it back with the most, and how did you feel about the decisions?
Yeah, I actually watched the Caitlin fight not that long ago, a few days ago. The more funner fight for me would be Cynthia. I just feel like it would be a much funner fight for me looking at it. Obviously, I would like to get both of those losses back, especially because they were so close, and I still believe that I won both of them. I learned a lot from them, but moving forward, I would definitely like to fight Cynthia again. I think that would be a great fight for the fans and for myself.
And what did you think about Cynthia's performance against I know you and I had like a war on Twitter about her missing weight, but what did you think about Cynthia's move to 125?
I think it was great. I actually made a post about one of the times when she was at strawweight to move up in weight, because I see that, and for me being in that strawweight position of trying to make that weight, I feel like I wanted to encourage more people to come up to the division and know it's better. Same with Courtney Casey. I'm glad she came up to flyweight, because why kill yourself to go to strawweight when flyweight, yeah, it's an extra 10 pounds, but it's so much healthier. And I felt for Cynthia that she missed weight a couple of times, and that's usually the sign, okay, move up in weight.
And with the champ Valentina Shevchenko, she's out for a little while longer. When do you see yourself fighting Valentina? Do you think it's going to be in September, October? When would you like to fight her?
So we heard that it was November at the earliest, but she's a champion. She's earned that respect, and she's earned that right to. She can fight when she wants. She's not going to fight when she's not 100%. And she just fought at the start of the year. She's traveling. She's doing her rehab, and good for her. She's earned that spot. So just whenever she comes back, my main focus is next Saturday, get a win, and who knows, I could maybe even fight another fight before Valentina comes back. I'm open to anything. I just know, for me, I have to get back in there. I can't sit out. It will be coming up in a year. I can't sit out and not have a fight and then go and fight one of the best girls in my division. It's not, for me, that's not smart. I want to be in there still fighting and still staying active and still being relevant to be at where I am in the division.
And yeah, I definitely think you taking a fight, especially now, I feel like a lot of people look to Cynthia because of recency bias, because she has a win over Jessica I think maybe like a month ago. But I think like with that, I feel like people may look at her as the number 1 contender, but you already had a stake at the claim when you were supposed to fight Valentina in June. But do you think having this fight, puts you back in the spotlight for the 125 title?
Yeah, I definitely think as long as I go out there and I perform and I win and it's an exciting fight, then they can't really argue that I've done anything wrong here. I've and I see the pros and the cons. I feel like if I go out and lose, the worst happens. I lose. It's still the division is not really, and there's still, like I'm saying, shuffling around going on. I could lose, but then I go and fight another 2 fights, and then I'm back in the title run. So, I can't really see too far into it. But that's the only thing I can see that would come out of not winning on next Saturday.
Um, I thought your fiance was gonna scare you like he does in his videos.
I'm surprised he didn't.
Yeah, that's great. But going to Syndicate MMA, like, what do you love most about Syndicate MMA?
Well, I better say the coach, John Wood. He's great. He puts everything together. I feel like I've evolved in my MMA game, and just the female fighters there. I love, like, my whole career I've wanted someone like me to train with, and I feel like when I got to Syndicate, Roxy, she's a workhorse. She's just always in there. She always wants to get better. And there's now, like I said, there was 10 girls on the mat there, and there's still a few missing. And I feel like we've all got that drive, and we've all got those goals, and we're all in the same, not the same page, the same mat. We all build each other up, and we all make each other better. So that's the one thing that I love and I'm getting better for.
And last question I had for you, I didn't want to take much of your time, but you haven't been to, or when's the last time you went to Scotland, and what do you miss most about it?
Geez, I've not been to Scotland because luckily my family's actually been able to come out here and get some sunshine at the same time, so that's been good. But it's been probably more than a year now. What I miss most is my family, my mom and my sister. We are a close knit, but luckily with technology, we get to FaceTime at the weekends and talk every day. So, and my mom's up to date with my Instagram. She just keeps. So most of the time, I'm just like updating everything so that she can see, and then sending her separate things. So we make it work.
Yeah. Well, thanks, JoJo, for coming on. I really appreciate your time, and best of luck in your fight next week. I'm really excited for it.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
You.